Maybe he did not buy the hoodie because he loved it. Maybe he bought it because the apartment felt too quiet. Maybe he did not order the food because he was hungry. Maybe he ordered it because the day had taken something from him. Maybe the package on his doorstep was not really a package. Maybe it was a small message from tomorrow. Something is still coming. Something is still yours. Something might still feel good. That is where emotional spending begins. Not with greed, not with stupidity, not with a dramatic collapse. It often begins with a normal person having a normal bad day. He is 26 years old. He lives in the United States. He has a job that looks fine from the outside. He pays rent every month. He tracks some expenses, at least when life feels calm. He knows he should save more. He knows his credit card balance is not harmless. He knows delivery fees add up. But knowing something is not the same as feeling strong enough to act on it. That is the quiet part. Most financial mistakes do not feel like mistakes in the moment. They feel like relief. They feel like one small rescue. They feel like breathing room. On Monday morning, he wakes before the alarm. His room is still gray. The phone is beside his pillow. He checks it before he fully opens his eyes. No new message. The text he sent last night is still sitting there. Read, but not answered. He tells himself it does not matter. Then he checks work email. A message from his manager says the report needs another revision. Not angry, not cruel, just short enough to sting. By 8:30, he is already tired. Nothing dramatic has happened. But his nervous system does not care about dramatic. It cares about pressure. It cares about uncertainty. It cares about feeling pushed around by life. He makes coffee at home because he is trying to save money. Then he spills a little on his shirt. He changes quickly. He misses the train by less than 1 minute. On the platform, he opens social media. A friend from college is announcing a promotion. Another friend is in Italy. Someone younger is showing a new apartment. Everyone looks like they are moving forward. He feels like he is refreshing the same page. That sentence stays with him all day. Refreshing the same page. At lunch, he eats at his desk. He tells himself he is being responsible. Then the afternoon meeting goes badly. Not a disaster. Just another reminder that he is replaceable. By 6, he walks home under cold city light. He is not crying. He is not broken. He is just emotionally undercharged. That is a very modern kind of sadness. Not loud enough to be an emergency. Not small enough to ignore. When he gets home, the apartment is silent. The dishes are still in the sink. The laundry is still waiting. The rent is still high. The message is still unanswered. So he opens a shopping app. At first, he is not shopping. He is just looking. That is what he tells himself. Just looking. A pair of shoes appears. Then a jacket. Then a desk lamp that makes the room look warmer. Then a small gadget that promises to make mornings smoother. Each item offers a tiny version of a better life. Not a whole new life. Just a slightly easier one. A slightly cleaner one. A slightly more impressive one. The app does not ask how his day went. It does not ask why he feels lonely. It simply gives him choices. Size. Color. Delivery speed. Payment method. Buy now. Pay later. For a few minutes, he does not feel powerless. He feels like the person choosing. That small feeling matters. A 2014 study in the Journal of Consumer Psychology explored retail therapy. The researchers found something important about sadness. Sadness often comes with a feeling that life is controlling you. Shopping can briefly reverse that feeling. Because shopping is full of choices. Even small choices can restore a sense of control. That does not make every purchase good. It makes the mechanism understandable. He is not only buying an object, he is buying a moment of agency. He clicks through different colors. He reads reviews from strangers. He watches the price drop by 12%. His brain starts building a story. This will help. This will make tomorrow easier. This will make me feel different. That story is powerful. Because sadness does not always ask for logic. Sadness asks for a signal. Something warm. Something new. Something arriving soon. The purchase gives him that signal instantly. The problem arrives later. This is where the trap becomes elegant. The emotional reward comes first. The financial consequence comes second. The brain loves that order. It gets comfort immediately. The bill can wait. A famous research paper called Misery is Not Miserly studied this pattern. It found that sadness can make people spend more, especially when sadness is mixed with self-focus. That detail is important. Sadness alone is not always the whole engine. The dangerous version sounds more personal. Why am I behind? Why did they not answer? Why does everyone else look better? Why can I not get my life together? When sadness turns inward, spending can become identity repair. The object is no longer just useful. It becomes proof that you still matter. That is why a $35 hoodie can feel bigger than clothing. It can feel like a new version of yourself. A $28 dinner can feel bigger than food. It can feel like someone taking care of you. A $79 gadget can feel bigger than plastic and circuits. It can feel like progress. But feelings are very good at changing labels. Want becomes need. Comfort becomes reward. Delay becomes punishment. A sale becomes assigned. The young man does not say any of this out loud. He just taps the screen. The order is confirmed. A small animation appears. The app says it will arrive Thursday. For 10 seconds, he feels lighter. Not happy. Lighter. That difference matters. Emotional spending often does not create joy. It removes discomfort. Briefly. That makes it easy to repeat. The next day, he forgets about the purchase until the email arrives. Your order has shipped. Another tiny lift. Another small future event. Something to wait for. This is why online shopping can be so sticky. It does not only sell the product, it sells anticipation. The cart gives control. The confirmation gives relief. The tracking page gives something to check. The delivery gives a little ceremony. Then the object becomes normal. And the original feeling returns. By Friday night, the hoodie is hanging on a chair. The room is still quiet. The message is still unanswered. The job still feels unstable. The rent is still due. The sadness did not disappear. It only moved behind the receipt. That is the pattern. Not one purchase. A loop. Bad feeling. Small purchase. Short relief. Old feeling. New bill. Then another bad feeling. The loop does not need big luxury. It works better with small purchases. Small purchases look innocent. $12. $19. $34. $48. Each one seems too small to matter. Together, they become a financial diary. A diary of days he did not know how to process. On Sunday, he opens his banking app. The numbers are not shocking at first. That makes them more dangerous. There is the food delivery after the bad meeting. There is the new charger after the lonely night. There is the jacket after seeing someone else succeed. There is the subscription he forgot to cancel. There is the pay later payment from last month. None of them says sadness, but he remembers the feeling behind each one. Money has a memory. The bank statement just uses numbers instead of words. This is not only his private problem, it belongs to a larger system. In early 2026, the New York Fed reported a household debt near $18.8 trillion. That number includes mortgages, student loans, auto loans, and credit cards. It does not mean everyone is emotionally spending, but it shows the background pressure. Many people are living inside heavy financial weather. When the weather is heavy, small comforts feel more tempting. Modern commerce understands this very well. It removes friction from spending. Saved cards. One-click checkout. Same-day delivery. Personalized recommendations. Buy now, pay later. The distance between feeling bad and buying something has collapsed. In the past, sadness had to walk to a store. Now sadness has your thumbprint. That line sounds funny, but it is also true enough to hurt. The Consumer Financial Protection Bureau has reported rapid growth in buy now, pay later products. These loans often split purchases into smaller payments. That can be useful for some people, but it can also soften the emotional meaning of price. $40 feels different from 4 payments of 10. The brain does not always feel the total, it feels the doorway. Can I enter right now? Can I feel better right now? Can I postpone the hard part? That is the design tension. The payment system is not the only cause, but it can make the loop easier to enter. History has seen versions of this before. During hard economic times, people often cut large expenses first, but they may still buy small luxuries. Economists and marketers sometimes call this the lipstick effect. The idea is simple. When big dreams feel unreachable, small treats become emotionally powerful. A person may skip a vacation, but buy better coffee, skip a new car, but buy a nicer shirt, skip a bigger apartment, but buy a lamp that makes the current room feel softer. The object changes across generations. The emotional function stays familiar. People want proof that life has not become only survival. That is not foolish. It is human. Even highly successful people have had to manage this relationship with desire. Warren Buffett is famous for living below what his wealth could allow. The lesson is not that everyone should copy his house or habits. The lesson is that identity does not have to be constantly upgraded through purchases. Steve Jobs became associated with a very limited daily wardrobe. Again, the lesson is not to dress like him. The lesson is decision control. Some people protect their focus by reducing unnecessary choices. They do not let every mood redesign their life. That is the deeper skill. Not never spending, not hating nice things, not turning money into a punishment system. The skill is knowing when emotion is trying to hold the wallet. The 26-year-old does not learn this all at once. Nobody does. He learns it through one small interruption. One Thursday night, he comes home tired again. The room is quiet again. A message is unanswered again. The familiar urge rises. Open the app. Look around. Find something. Feel better. His thumb moves almost automatically. Then he pauses. Not because he is suddenly disciplined, because he recognizes the opening scene. This has happened before. He asks one question: do I want this item? Or do I want a different feeling? The question does not solve everything, but it creates space. And space is where choice returns. He puts the phone down. He does something almost boring. He drinks water. He washes the dishes for 5 minutes. He writes the feeling in his notes app. Lonely. Embarrassed. Tired. Behind. The words are not poetic, but they are accurate. That matters. A feeling you can name becomes less expensive. Not always harmless, but less likely to sneak into checkout. Then he texts a friend. Not a dramatic message. Just this. Rough day. Can we talk for 10 minutes? That message costs nothing. But it does something the purchase could not do. It reaches toward the real wound. The wound was not a missing hoodie. It was disconnection. The wound was not a bad lamp. It was a room that felt too empty. The wound was not hunger. It was exhaustion asking to be cared for. This is why emotional spending is so tricky. The purchase is often near the need, but not exactly on it. Food may be near comfort. Clothes may be near confidence. A gadget may be near control. A subscription may be near hope. But near is not the same as true. Sometimes the true need is rest. Sometimes it is contact. Sometimes it is grief. Sometimes it is structure. Sometimes it is one honest conversation. Sometimes it is just sleep. The goal is not to shame spending. People deserve beauty. People deserve pleasure. People deserve small treats. The danger begins when spending becomes the only emotional language available. When every sadness needs a receipt. When every lonely night needs a delivery. When every insecure moment needs an upgrade. Then money stops being a tool. It becomes a translator for pain. And pain is expensive when it cannot speak clearly. So the practical question is not just, can I afford this? That question matters. But there is another one underneath. What feeling am I trying to buy? If the answer is simple, maybe the purchase is fine. I need shoes because mine are worn out. I want dinner because I planned for it. I am buying a gift because it matters to me. But if the answer is hidden, slow down. I want to feel less rejected. I want to feel less behind. I want to feel less alone. I want proof that today was not only disappointing. Those are real needs. They just may not be shopping needs. A useful pause can be very small. Wait 24 hours for non-essential purchases. Move the item to a wish list. Say the feeling out loud. Check the monthly total, not just the item price. Create a small comfort list that does not involve buying. Walk outside. Call someone. Make tea. Clean one corner of the room. Watch something calm. Write 3 honest sentences. These actions are not magic. They are friction, and friction can protect a future version of you. The young man still buys things. He is not trying to become a monk. He still orders food sometimes. He still likes good clothes. He still enjoys a package arriving. But he starts separating comfort from compulsion. That separation changes the story. A purchase can be chosen, or it can be used. Chosen spending has a place. Used spending has a pattern. One builds a life with intention. The other patches emotions with receipts. Months later, his life is not perfect. The job is still stressful. Rent is still high. Some messages still go unanswered. Social media still makes people look impossibly ahead. But he has one new habit. Before he buys, he asks what the purchase is really carrying. Need, joy, pressure, loneliness, boredom, status, control. When he can name it, he can choose differently. Not every time, but more often, that is how change usually looks. Not dramatic, more honest. The world will keep offering emotional exits. A brighter room, a faster phone, a better jacket, a cleaner identity, a smaller payment, a package by Friday. Some of those things may be worth buying, but none of them should become the only way back to yourself. Because you are not a broken product needing constant upgrades. You are a person having signals. Some signals are financial. Some are emotional. Some are social. Some are physical. The skill is learning which signal is speaking. So maybe the next time your finger hovers over buy now, do not attack yourself. Do not call yourself weak. Do not turn one urge into a character flaw. Just pause long enough to ask one better question. Am I buying this because it belongs in my life? Or because I'm trying to escape a feeling? That question may not save thousands of dollars overnight, but it can save something deeper. It can save your attention. It can save your future choices. It can save the quiet power of knowing what you actually need. And sometimes, that is where money control really begins.